What's up, guys? My name is Danny 3mil, and today we have a special episode, and right in time for Pride Month. I have my cousin right here, Alex. Yo, my gay cousin. All right, he's right here. I got my wife right here, Jessica.
Hi, guys.
And I just wanted to do this episode because I really thought Alex's journey should be told. I feel like he went through a lot through his journey, and when he came out, and I just really want to tell this story the proper way. So I'm gonna start this off. So like, when did you find out like that you were gay? Like, at what age were you like, I know for sure, you know, like?
I was pretty young. I can say probably like 10, 11 years old. I started having feelings.
What type of feelings? Like for other like
Attraction.
for other boys?
I was attracted to males, and it was a really weird but a good feeling for myself that I was attracted, but I was confused at the same time. So
Did it make you feel weird that you were attracted? Like, was it like weird for you? Like, damn, like why am I? Did you feel bad about it?
Like, did you see it like in a bad way?
I did because especially living in a Mexican lifestyle, you have to follow these kind of traditions. Even at a young age, you have to follow, especially having a Mexican dad that I have. I have a machista father.
Yeah,
and
super judgmental, right?
And he like we can get to it later, but yeah. It's one of those situations where you had to be very careful on that.
But like, so like at 10 years old, you knew like that you were. Did you know what gay was at that age?
No.
You just knew it was it.
It was new. It was new for me because I didn't know nothing about it. So I was involving. Is it involving? Involving.
Evolving?
Evolving. All right,
There you go,
evolving.
there you go.
All right. So you're evolving.
In my own life, and with love and feelings, especially at 10 years old.
Well, at 10 years old, you're barely like feeling, love, like you said, attraction. You barely know.
So you never like actually felt attraction like for a girl. It
was
started with
both.
men?
It was both.
Oh, so you did have attraction.
I was attracted to both.
Okay.
So it was kind of where it's like, okay, there's this kid walking down, or at school, I'm attracted to the kid, or this girl, this girl is attractive as well.
Yeah.
So it was really, it was mind fucking.
Like it was confusing to you, right? Like
it was.
Not knowing.
It was hard to deal with because you didn't know where to fit at that stage at your life.
Yeah. Like, how'd you feel like during school? Did you feel like people kind of knew that, like, of you? Like, were you openly about it in school, like at that time?
I think at that age, it was a little bit harder for me to hide my sexuality because I didn't know how to hide it versus as an adult.
That you knew, like
you were expressing it, but
correct.
you thought that you weren't.
Yeah,
right?
It was a little bit harder to be straight, I guess, to know what was straight, what was gay, and whatnot. Because a lot of people did come up to me, it's like, hey, are you gay?
Like when you were that age?
Oh,
At
like
that age,
people
yeah,
noticed that.
yeah. And I'm like, no, and I'm like, because I didn't know what was gay. It's like, what the hell is that? They're talking about gay, and but yeah, it's like a lot of people did come up to me, and it's funny because even now they like, I kind of knew you were gay. I'm like, well, because you just didn't know how to hide your sexuality at such a young age. Like you were free-minded at that point, and you just did what you wanted.
And I think that's like, I mean, not a bad thing because like you were free. Like I feel like people should feel that way more. I feel like people want to hide it, especially when they were younger. Like you were so free that you didn't know how to hide it.
Correct.
Know? And you were so natural with it. Like that was just you.
Yeah, and the older you got, is the more you shut down and started acting differently and knew how to masculate yourself.
So like.
So you started like closing off on people that you felt like
pretty
they didn't want you to be that way.
So at what age did you start closing off? Did you know that, what, I'm gonna try to just not
it was right after, I think, when I graduated, left 6th grade.
6th grade?
From my 6th grade promotion.
You were starting like your puberty.
Yeah, so
phase.
going through
middle school, right?
Middle school, that's when it was a life changing right there because it's something different. Now you're more involved into an adult.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Was there other gay people in the school? Like, did you talk to anybody else that had something similar? Like, or did you know anybody else?
So in that time frame, it was what, in the 90s?
Yeah.
So it wasn't really easy to talk to anybody or anyone to be out.
Yeah.
And just to sum it up. So for me to have anyone, a community or someone to talk to, there was nobody.
There's nobody there?
No one. So you learned on your own at that point.
That's crazy.
So you had to, and especially at that point, there was not really much internet. We had these brick phones.
Yeah.
Barely even had internet.
The Nokia ones.
Yeah. So even at that, your parents didn't even pay for data. So you had to like really struggle to find out a lot of your feelings from outside.
So how was, like, once you graduated middle school, how was high school for you? Was it different for you? Was it a different part of your life where, like, how was your experience in high school?
So high school was a little bit more eye-opening because then you started getting more of the bullying.
Oh, like people really started.
Yeah, so your sexuality started coming out more, and people started knowing that you are gay.
So you actually didn't feel like you were bullied like throughout your elementary school?
Elementary, not really. Junior high, not really. It was more, we were more kids, but through high school, it's because you have, older kids through high school.
Yeah, that's when everybody combined.
Like
you have seniors, juniors, sophomores together, and those are the ones that will bully you versus a freshman with a freshman because you're still you're combined together going into high school.
So what kind of bullying did they do to you? Like, what do you remember from that time?
Well, the good thing is that I never got trash can like all the other kids when you go through high school, especially as freshman.
Yeah.
But just the teasing, the name calling. You can hear people calling you faggot.
Really?
Chasing you down the streets, here and there. Thank God I really didn't get bullied too crazy. What I've heard of stories of other kids going through issues, what I was going through in the 90s.
Yeah.
Especially in 96, 97. That's when I think I was in going through high school. And, people were beaten. I never got beaten like
really?
that.
I feel like the 90s era and maybe the early 80s or late 80s, sorry. I feel like that's when everybody was kind of hiding it, but like there was just a lot more people that, that I don't know if they were just gay, but I was saying like they were hiding it more back then. I feel like obviously as time passed, people started, being more open about it. So like during that high school time, was there any experiences you had with family? Like how'd you feel during that time, like your late teenage years or 17, 18? How'd you feel with family,
Well, family was very judgmental. Everyone, through cousins, not the younger cousins, because the younger cousins more accepting versus the older cousins.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I'm not even going to mention names. We'll just say the older cousins were a little bit more harder on you, and they criticize your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Especially at that age, at 18, and then with diseases, especially with diseases.
That's when AIDS was like crazy, right?
Yeah. People were just afraid to be around you because you were gay and thinking that you would contract some kind of disease and then pass it on to them and whatnot. It was a hard young life that I had to go through on my own because I didn't have the resource that everyone has.
You didn't have
now.
You don't have like the support group.
There was no avenue that I had. Yeah. Like now you can go to an outreach and talk about your feelings and have that kind of support.
Yeah.
At our age, at 18, 17, we didn't have that. We didn't have anyone to talk to. We had to talk to ourselves and say like, okay, what could we do now? Who could we talk to? Like, who could we trust?
Yeah, I was
with
gonna
this
say
secret?
that. How could you trust?
So who did you trust, Alex? Like who did you trust back then with that? Like who was the person that you were able to like kind of like let yourself free and talk about your feelings with, and like what was going on with yourself?
Honestly, I didn't have anybody.
You have nobody?
I had nobody.
That's crazy.
Like I'm telling you, it was the most hardest,
like lonely.
It was lonely.
And it's hard to go through something and be just alone and knowing that you can't tell anybody what you're going through. That just must suck ass, like having that feeling like you have no support from nobody.
It was hard. It was really hard because you go through a really dark life, and I went through a dark life for many years. Even after I came out, it was even darker. we'll get into it.
Yeah.
But it was darker after that point. But it was a dark life. I'm surprised because a lot of kids, committed suicide.
Yeah, that's a big thing in the LGBT community is suicide because they feel like they're not accepted and they feel like you can't talk to people.
To say that.
Yeah,
did you feel like that?
I did.
Didn't feel accepted anywhere?
Many times I actually did try to commit suicide many times.
Did you?
So
my next question was, did you go through any depression, anxiety?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I tried many times. I took pills. I drank myself to the point that where I could have died.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, God did not want me to die. I tried it many times, and He still wanted me alive for whatever reason. There's always a reason why you're still here.
I mean, everybody has a purpose. That's what I always believe. And obviously, you have a purpose. And, I mean, that's good that didn't happen, dude, because look at you now. I feel like you're more – I think we all accept you. I mean, now. But, obviously, we're going to go back to that, and we're actually talk about that story. But so you went through depression, and you attempted suicide. And so, during high school, I think you ended up leaving the Ramona High School and going to Montecito, right? That's, the continuation school?
So I left high school, and I went to homeschool.
Oh, you did homeschool?
I never went Montecito. Hell no. Montecito is the way, I'm sorry, I'm not going to criticize anybody in Ramona that went to Montecito, but I couldn't.
It's not for you.
They asked me if I wanted to do Montecito. I refused to do Montecito. I'd rather do homeschool.
Homeschooling?
Because I was so bad in high school with just me being gay and just being
bullied
and everything.
Harassed,
I'd rather not even deal with school. So I just did homeschool. I was really behind so I went through high school. Freshman, I did freshman for about almost 2 years.
Yeah.
I had freshman credits for 2 years.
Oh, really?
Once I got to homeschool, I caught up with all my credits, and I even graduated a semester early.
Oh, wow.
So you would have, you think that you would have been better in school and, with your mentality? If you would have started homeschooling before, that way you wouldn't have gotten bullied?
Probably not. I think there's so many things that I can think of. If I stayed in school, who knows what my life could have been.
More bullying. I mean, shit, I don't think it would have worked out.
Because, or if I started homeschool early, you just don't know what life could have done to you, whatever avenues you took.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that the avenue that I took at that time through my sophomore year when I decided to take homeschool.
Yeah. Did you have any relationships that you remember from high school, any male you had actual actual boyfriend? Did you have anything?
I didn't have a boyfriend. I had secret relationships with one particular person in high school.
Really?
Yes.
Were they openly?
They were not open.
Obviously not.
At all?
Hell no.
You would see him and you'd be like, this guy's probably straight?
Oh, yeah, this guy.
Was all machista?
I'm not going to mention any names.
All right, no names.
Super machista?
The people that my club, yeah, he was a super. Close people in my life, in my circle, know who this person is. But this person was in the football.
Oh, so he's a jock, one of the jocks.
Yeah. He was a captain.
Oh,
the
shit.
Football team.
Damn.
And we hooked up for a year and a half, off and on. At H Street, where we used to live in H Street.
Really?
Outside, at school, in the bathroom.
Damn. All right, before you get into that relationship, how did that start for you? How did that go from just maybe talking to him to how did you initiate that, or did he initiate it? How did that happen?
So honestly, he was one of my bullies.
Oh shit! So he was bullying you.
So that's the funny part.
But that's funny though, because I think bullies, if they bully you for being gay, that goes. Yeah. I heard that. Where it's
I've heard stories about it too, and it happened to me as well. So he was one of my bullies, where he bullied me and called me names and whatnot, and this and that. One night we were kicking it outside H Street, and we were just chilling. He was a friend, but at the same time he bullied me, whatever. We were kicking it outside, just chilling, talking, and for an hour and a half, 1 minute he stands right next to me, and he tries to kiss me.
Oh,
and
shit!
You're all surprised.
What'd you think? Were you like, what the fuck?
At first, I'm like, the fuck? I pushed him off. I'm like, hey. I'm like, I don't do that kind of shit. I'm like, he's like, and he's like, I know you want it.
Oh
like,
shit!
Like, I know you want. I'm like, I know you've been digging me. I'm like, dude, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, dude, I don't do this shit. This is not. And then like 20 minutes later, he backs off. We start talking, and then he comes up to me again. He pulls his pants down.
No! Oh shit, dude! Damn.
And then
and the rest, the rest is history. Yeah. Holy shit, Alex. That's fucking crazy,
like, okay,
dude.
You're not lying then.
I'm not lying.
Because you didn't believe him, right? Like in the beginning, you're probably like, what the heck? All thrown off.
Yeah, I'm like, at first I thought he was setting me up for
Like
something.
because bully you about something.
Like kiss you and then punch you or something.
Yeah, because he had girlfriends and this is that in high school, and he had beautiful girls, and he was a good-looking guy. Don't get me wrong. Now he's like, bleh. But yeah, like it was crazy to me. It's like at that moment, and it's like to me, I can act like to me, it's like it just happened yesterday.
It's still there, like it's fresh.
Vividly, I can see.
I think that was a big moment in your life. I think
it was because it was my first actual experience with a guy. With knowing that I had feelings for guys and I wanted to do something with someone. Yeah. But this one actually, we went through many phases that I wanted to do with another.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. And then just the whole thing that he was your bully and he is like the jock and the captain. That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, and there's stories that out there that people talk about, and they do come to life.
That is crazy, man. So, like, let's talk about a little bit of that relationship. How long were you guys on and off? Like, were you guys hiding it the whole time? Obviously?
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
But like, he would like hit you up, like, hey, let's go hang out, or like.
So, of course, we didn't have cell phones at that time, so it was still in high school.
Home phoning and shit.
Yeah, so we were freshmen, actually. It was freshman going into sophomore, so I was still a freshman in my sophomore year, of course, because I was,
he did the 2 years.
And it's funny because the only time I went to school was for my third period, because we used to always hook up on third period.
Oh my God.
Our classroom used to be side to side, so I used to sit right next to the window, and he used to be next to the window on his side. So he used to watch me leave and walk out to the bathroom, and he walked out to the bathroom, or he walks out to the bathroom and I walk out to the bathroom at the same time. We used to always meet up at the bathroom and do our thing. We got caught.
Oh shit!
No
way! What happened, Alex? You gotta tell us this fucking story.
Whoever knows Fat Joe?
Yes, yeah. If you're from Ramona, you know who the fuck Fat Joe is.
He caught us.
What? So you like walked into the bathroom or what?
So we were in one of the stalls.
Yeah.
And so of course we were doing our thing. I was on the stall, and he was standing up like taking a piss or whatever. And he was making all this noise, like taking a piss. Oh yeah, it feels good. And I told him, I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm like,
shut up.
Fucking all this noise. And Joe comes in. We heard Joe coming in. We heard the radio. I'm like, fuck. So we're all quiet. I'm like, zip that shit up. And we're like standing there, and all of a sudden you see Joe fucking kicks the door open. He kicks the door open.
Oh shit! No way.
And then he's like, what the fuck is going on here? And then this person, I was going to say his name, funny. This person's like, oh, I'm going to beat his ass. He was talking all this shit.
Oh, no way.
I'm like,
still trying to hide
here I am, like,
he'd rather get in trouble.
Yeah, I was on top of the toilet. I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, I'm like, he's going to beat my ass when I'm just, crunched up on the damn toilet, positioned of sucking dick, and yet you're telling security that you're gonna beat my ass.
No way.
Like he would rather get in trouble for like beating your ass than getting caught doing that.
Security, that guy, Joe knew that we were up to something. So he followed us because he probably knew that we were up to something.
Because he kept seeing you guys come out at the same time.
Together.
And shit. Yeah. So like, what happened with that situation? Like he just let you guys go? Or?
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to see you guys in here again. Blah blah blah. This and that. So we stopped a little bit. So we moved it on. Actually, we stopped going to the bathrooms, and then we started hanging out at the gym bathroom. We started doing it at the gym bathroom.
Shit. So,
yeah.
Damn. So
isn't that like harder though? Because there's like everyone going.
We went underneath
there.
the bleachers. You know how the gym?
Yeah.
Out the bleachers.
Yeah.
And you go underneath. Well, we were underneath there.
Damn, dude. And that is crazy. That like. God, dude. And the craziest thing is that you see that in movies and shit. Like that same exact story, like that type of stuff you see all the time. Like a lot of people tell those type of stories, but you never think that to be real. But it's
Do you think that made you like suppress your emotions more and like actually like hurt you more since he was like
since he didn't want to
hiding you?
like.
It hurt me honestly.
Like later
I
on
really,
in life.
I really felt a connection, and knowing that there was no connection because he was just he just wanted to feel
Pleasure, I guess.
I really don't know what made him feel that he needed to experiment with me. Maybe he just wanted to experiment, and we did the whole motion. Like we did everything. I mean, everything like a regular gay guy would do.
Like
together,
he did.
We did. We kissed. We did everything.
Everything, yeah.
At
The
such a
whole
young
thing.
age, we were 16 when we did all this.
So that was like your first relationships. That's that you like actually like finally, you know.
In that at
Yeah.
16, we actually the whole
So
Oh,
he
wow.
was,
and we
he
were
was
not
basically
together.
like trying to find himself too, maybe, and he was scared, probably like that he was gay and didn't even want anyone else to know that.
Where is he now? Did he ever come out? Was there ever a situation like did he finally end up coming out?
No, he did not come out. He's actually married, has kids.
Wow.
And it's funny because a couple years ago, I went to his sister's. His sister had a quinceañera for one of her daughters.
Yeah.
Well, I showed up. He was there.
Oh.
It was the most awkward. I mean, awkward.
So awkward.
It was so awkward. He was sitting on one of the tables, and me and my friend were on one table. He comes up around the table, introduces himself like he didn't even know me at all.
No
He comes to me,
way.
he's like, "Hey, what's up? My name is blah blah blah." Shakes my hand, and then he goes around and leaves. I'm like, because she knew.
Yeah.
She knew what
Yeah.
happened. I'm like, this fool. I'm like, he act like you don't know me. I'm like, if I can just spill the beans and tell him like we did all this and that.
Wow, that
Like-
is
Yeah.
crazy.
You're like, I know everything about you.
I'm like, I can tell where your lunar's at.
That's crazy, man. All right, so out of high school, when you finally started going into the scene, because you started like going clubbing more out of high school, right? Like you actually started going more to like parties and stuff, or like, how was your scene after high school? Like, who would you hang out with? Because I feel like you had a group of friends that you kind of went out with a lot.
So, I think at 17, that's when we started experimenting the internet. AOL.
The dial-up,
Yes.
Oh,
So
that slow ass shit.
I don't know if anyone can remember this,
the
but
online chatting.
okay, does anyone know AOL?
I know.
The online chatting, the little groups. whatever.
IMing or is it IMing? Or
Something like that. But they had the
AIM?
It was
It was like AIM or something.
Chat.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, they had men for men chat. So for whatever reason, my friend Tiffany, she had AOL. So I used to always come over, use her computer,
No.
and chat with guys. You know,
Yeah.
because there was a community. It was finally just like I can.
How did
finally
that feel?
open
How did
up.
that feel for you
It
when you
felt
found
good.
like a community that you can actually relate to?
It felt good because you can actually now like I have an outlet to talk to people and express my feelings and let them know like, hey, you know, I'm gay and I'm looking for this and this is that, blah blah blah. It was really good. I used to always come over every night. We used to kick it, and she used to always be next to me and seeing what I was doing. She knew I told her I was gay and this is and that. She knew she was accepting.
So I was one of your friends that actually like you were able to talk to, right?
Yes.
Then okay.
Yeah. From that point, I met a guy off of that.
So that was your
AOL.
second. You would call that your second
My-
relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that blossomed into an actual relationship.
Okay. Wow. So that was your first official relationship.
Yes.
Okay. Obviously, we're not going to say his name, but how was that relationship for you to have like your second like official relationship? Where you guys were? Was
You
he
were
hiding
open,
it?
Right?
Like-
Or
I wasn't open yet.
But was he hiding it? Like
He was actually gay.
Okay, so he was fully
his
open.
family knew and everything like that. I didn't ask any questions at that point because I
Yeah.
was more concerned about my feelings and seeing where our relationship would go.
Okay.
Especially that I was still in the closet and I still couldn't talk about, you know, his name was Tony and I had to fake his name as Tonya. So they asked me, who are you dating? This is that. And I used to say, oh, her name is Tonya.
Wait, who would ask you? Like your family, your
Yeah.
mom, and your
Yeah,
parents?
like, who are you going to go hang out with? I'm like, oh, I'm going to hang out with Tonya. This is and that.
That's crazy. I mean, that fucking sucks to have to like hide that and not just be open about it. But I mean, it's understandable knowing like how your dad was and how the family was. That's crazy, dude. So anyway, you would call him Tonya. So how was that relationship for you? Like finally being able to to fully be in a relationship with like another gay man that was actually open about it. You know?
It was good. It was good because I can actually have feelings with someone and express my feelings without hiding it or knowing that this person was just having a good time with me.
Yeah.
We both had mutual feelings towards each other.
Like love.
Yeah.
Right?
There was something there, obviously.
Yeah.
And we just hit it off, and we were together for a while at that point.
And
So
that was
you never introduced them to your family, or you didn't?
And we did eventually, but before we get to that point, there was steps before he was actually introduced to the family.
Yeah. So how long were you with him?
We were together for like 2.5 years, 3
Was
years.
that from 17? You said, or 18?
Started at 18. So we were talking at 17, and then we kind of fizzled off, and then we connected again.
Okay.
Because I moved to Oregon.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Remember?
Tell me about that, because I totally forgot about that. All right. So what happened? When did you move to Oregon? What age was that at?
So I moved to Oregon at 17 because I finished high school a
Early.
semester early. So at that time in the summertime, I was dating a girl. Not gonna.
So, but you were
disclose her name either.
you were officially dating a girl?
I was actually dating a girl.
But why? Okay, tell me why.
Why
like,
did you feel the need that you had to?
like, did you
court the
actually
girl?
love this girl? Like, did you
I
feel,
did
or
have
you just feel the
feelings.
need to have to date?
So
a girl?
at that time, I had a really good friend. His name was Alex, and I still talk to Alex right now. At this point, he introduced me to his sister, and me and his sister hit it off. I knew I was gay, and I knew I was playing a dangerous game by having a relationship with a female.
But did you have feelings for her like you would have for a man?
At first, I didn't. I felt like I was pressured to do it just to calm rumors down. Because at that point, there was already rumors that I was gay because they didn't see me with girls and this and that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for me to tamper those rumors down, I started seeing her, and it was my opportunity to cool it for a bit.
So you would like show her in public,
Correct.
and have her like around. So
Yeah.
they-
So she came down during the summer times from Oregon, but she lived in Oregon. She came down the summertime, and we hit it off on the summertime, and then she went back home, and we were still dating. So we sent letters. We always wrote letters to each other. I love you, and this is
Oh,
that.
wow.
So we started dating. We dated for 3 years.
Wow.
3 years?
So 3 years. So at 16, 17, 18. Yeah, 18. And then I moved out there at 18 to graduate because I finished the semester early. So I went out there to be out there. And then I was supposed to come down to graduate. Well, I did come down. I never went back up there for certain reasons.
Yeah. Wow. So you had a 3-year relationship. Was that the same time you had the relationship with the other guy?
No. That's when we kind of fizzled off.
Oh, and then you did that whole thing.
Yeah.
So you didn't go over there for her
I
to
did.
live over there. Oh.
I went for her because at that point I wasn't really talking to a guy. My main focus was, okay, let me see if this works. Let me see if
Are you trying to see let me
Yeah.
see if I can actually?
Yeah, because I was still in the closet and no one knew
Like
about
you
me
wanted
yet.
to see.
Yeah, besides
how it went.
my homegirl Tiffany, she's the only one that knew about
what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how was that relationship compared to like the relationship with the male afterwards? Like, was that different? Like, did you see the difference? Like, did you know like I can't have this relationship? It doesn't feel right to me, or did you actually genuinely have feelings and stuff?
The relationship was genuine. I did care and love her at that time. I respected her. I respected her family. Her family treated me awesome,
Yeah.
and I still care about the family. I still care about Alex. Alex is a good person to me. He still cares about me now. We still talk, but it's just something that I just, for so many years that I was with her, I couldn't do it anymore. The way I did it, I should have done it better. The way I left and ended the relationship.
Do you think that she knew that you were gay?
Probably because towards the end of the relationship that I felt like I was coming to an end, I started acting out there. I was starting to hang out with guys, meeting guys out there, and not coming home.
Oh wow.
So I was starting to party out there towards the end of my term out there because I knew when I was going to come back down to California and graduate and not come back up there because I'm
And you're like, nobody knows me over there
Yeah.
anyways. Like, who cares?
Did you guys ever have any sexual intercourse?
We did.
You did? How was that for you?
um,
Having already like done other stuff with the guy beforehand, how was that?
to be honest with you, it wasn't satisfying.
Like you just
I did it because I had to pleasure her because she was my girlfriend.
You felt like
I
you
felt
had
like
to.
it was something that I needed to do.
interesting, but you
Yeah.
felt no feelings, like you didn't enjoy it.
No, because
It was
I had to satisfy her,
Yeah.
and she didn't satisfy me. So it was me doing all the work on her, and she didn't respond back. So
And you didn't feel attracted to her enough, like, or did you feel
I
attracted?
was attracted to her, and the thing is that she was a virgin when I met her.
Oh.
I'm the one who took her virginity.
Oh wow, that is crazy, dude.
Yeah, so it kind of at the same time I felt like I needed to be with her as well for that long because I took her virginity and more like it was selfish of me to take it knowing that I wasn't really fully in love with her at that
Like
time.
fully invested in the relationship.
Did you guys
That's her.
have you recently or in the time after? Obviously, have you talked to her about it? Obviously, she knows you're out now. Have you? Do you still? Did you ever tell her like I'm sorry or like? Or did you ever talk to her about it at all?
I never have. When I left Oregon to come back and graduate at that time, I never spoke to her
That
after
was
that.
the last time you spoke to her?
The last time.
Wow, dude.
She got pregnant. She met someone, got pregnant right after. So
Oh.
she started her life quickly. So
Well, that's
I'm
good.
happy to hear that. I do look. I was a creeper and checking up on her Facebook to see how
Trying to
she
see
was
how-
doing.
yeah, yeah.
I just wanted to see how she was doing
Yeah.
because she was a part of my life for 3 years. I dedicated my life to her for 3 years. I didn't step out of the relationship in those 3 years. Even when she lived in Oregon and I was down here, I didn't step out.
Yeah.
So
Because
at the end of your relationship, you did tell her that you were gay?
No, I
or
didn't.
You just
at the
broke it
end of
off with her?
relationship,
I
I
just
stepped-
took off.
I took off and I stepped
Aw.
out of the relationship. I started messing around
Yeah.
with guys. And
You're like,
I did things that I shouldn't have done.
Yeah, no, I get it. So all right. So after that, you came back and you're in a relationship with we'll call him Tonya.
Tonya.
Tonya. And then so after that relationship where you're like 19, 20, I know you had a rough part of your life where you were just. I remember you went to jail. Like you obviously you were drinking a lot. You were constantly. There's a lot of things going on. How do you explain that part of your life? Like what was going on? Were you fully out at that point yet? When there was
Yes.
you were.
So it was a snowball effect. So before I started getting into trouble, going to jail, I was in jail constantly.
Yeah, no, I remember.
I was like, every weekend I was in jail for
Yeah,
whatever reason.
yeah.
I went out and I got myself into trouble, and the weekend I spend the night in jail. It was my relationship with Tonya. So before all this happened, I was with Tonya for what? I think it was 2 years. So I was partying hard with Tonya or Tony for 2 years. So 18, 19, and 20. We were going to TJ. We lived together as well. So before we lived together, I was living in Ramona, living with my parents.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to go live with them?
Right after I came out to my parents.
Oh.
That's when a lot of problems started happening in my life. When I hit my darkest point, when I came out to my parents.
All right, so let's go back and talk about that since we kind of skipped over that. All right, so let's go back to that point. You said it was darkest point in your life when you came out to your parents. At what age was that? Do you remember?
19.
19 years old. What happened? Was it a moment where you're like, I have to come out, I have to tell them, or were you forced to do it? Let me know what happened.
It wasn't a moment of force. It was a moment of drunk.
Oh, you were like drunk,
I was drunk. So me and Socorro,
which is still your friend today.
Yes,
Just
yeah.
want to put that out there. She's still, you
we've been friends since grade school.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're still friends. Love you, girl. So what happened was that me and Tony, we were having issues. So what happened is I had issues with Tony, And so Cora was having issues with her man at the time was Steve. So me and her met up at the Brise's apartments and we started drinking that night. We drank so hard.
Oh, you guys are just fucking
Yeah.
gonna black out that night?
So we went to go get a bottle. We walked to the liquor store. For whatever reason, she knew the guy at the liquor store, so he let us purchase a bottle. So we
Because you were still underage, right?
Yeah, we were 19. So we walked back and we started drinking. I remember when her mom started talking shit to us, like, "What the fuck are you guys doing? You guys are da da da." And she blamed me for getting Socorro
for
drunk.
Socorro being drunk?
I'm like, I'm not the one opening her mouth and feeding her
Yeah,
alcohol.
exactly.
So the night continued, and we were like faded. I was faded. She was faded, and I think Fabiola or someone called my sister. So my sister had to come pick me up from the Brisas because I left my car because I was driving at that time. So I left my car there. My sister had to pick me up. She was pregnant. My sister was pregnant.
Oh, that's her first kid, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She was pregnant, so she had to drag me. She had to pick me up and drag
She
me
fucking
off the floor.
No!
To put me in the car. She took me to my parents' house, and before she took me to my parents' house, we got to the house. I opened the door and I rolled underneath the car, so she couldn't find me. Poor thing. Like, I feel bad. Like, my sister told me the story. She's like,
You fucking rolled underneath the car,
Yeah.
Alex?
she
How
said
tall
that
was the car?
I don't know.
007 and
She's
shit
like-
out here?
I was like really skinnier than
You just-
than I
you're
am
like-
now.
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah, you just see the pictures. So you rolled under the car?
Yeah, she was like 8 months pregnant when she was trying to handle a drunk person.
Oh
And
my god.
so I brought her to the car.
And
she
you're
was trying,
tall.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
she,
he's tall. He's not.
she was trying to get me underneath the car, and I was like all the way underneath the car. So she had to like go in the house, get my dad, get my mom.
Oh
she
my-
woke them up to get
Oh.
me
So it
in
was
the
a
house.
whole scene.
It's
It was a scene. It was
was
like-
that 8th Street? Was that an 8th Street?
Yeah, it was H.
Oh my god. So we all lived next to each other. I'm sure everybody started coming out of the houses. and
Oh my
shit.
god.
Yeah, it was a scene. So after that, they got me in the house, and this is that, and my mom's like, "What is going on with you?" This is what my mom was telling me. She's like, she asked me questions like, "What's going on with you? Why are you drinking? What's wrong? Is everything okay? This and that." So I was just giving her like, "Yeah, everything's good. You know, I'm just a little sad because," and this is what I told her. I'm like, "I'm a little sad because I had feelings with this girl." Because at that time I was working at Barona.
Oh, okay.
So there was this girl that I don't even know why I even brought her up. She was a good-looking chick, you know. I didn't have no feelings for her, but I brought her up. Why? Don't know. I can't
Maybe you
even-
just didn't. You're like unconsciously
know how to
did
tell
it.
her?
Yeah,
Maybe you
you're
wanted
like-
to.
You're like, I'm not gay, so
I don't know. Like,
let me talk about a girl.
It could have been. I don't know what my brain was thinking at that moment, but at the same time, I said that. I even told her, "Mom, but I had feelings for a guy."
Oh shit.
Oh.
But I feel like the reason you did it, and I feel like because you and your mom have a really good relationship with each other. I don't know if it was the same back then. Maybe you felt like you could tell her that when you were drunk. Like you just felt like that was something that you needed to tell her. I don't know.
Or he was just too drunk.
I think I was
and
just.
it
I don't
came
know
out.
because our relationship is not what we have now.
Oh, it was totally different back then.
Yeah, we didn't have a strong relationship that we have now. And I don't know. So I just explained to her, like, yeah, I have feelings for a guy and this is and that. And, you know, I'm seeing someone, but this is not. So she thought I was just drunk and not making sense. And she thought that I was
Oh, it
mixing.
just, you were just telling your mom, not your dad.
Yeah,
right?
just my mom, because my dad went back to bed and this is and that. So we were in the living room talking and telling her this and that. She thought I was just talking about the same girl, but I was just bringing up
Oh.
some guy for whatever reason. So I slept the whole entire day. She went to work, this and that. I was still at the house when my mom comes home from work. Well, she comes from work. She sees me in the couch. The first thing she does, she walks in the house. She puts everything down. She sits down on the couch. She's all like, "Alex, quiero hablar contigo."
Oh shit, that's the famous last words, dude.
Yes.
Of every Mexican parent. Get a contigo. You're like, oh fuck.
And then when
With
they
that
say it
look.
with that serious,
yeah, you're like, oh shit.
especially when they call your full legal name.
Alejandro?
when- yes.
Did you hear the whole Alejandro on that?
So Alejandro, quiero hablar
shit.
contigo.
They're like, ven para acá.
Siéntate aquí. Yeah.
You're like, oh,
I'm like,
fuck.
God damn it. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I said something. I'm like, I already knew. Like, in my mind, my heart started pounding. I'm like, fuck. I already knew.
So obviously when she said that, did you know it was gonna happen? Like, did you know? Like,
I already knew I said something. I already knew that I told her something that I shouldn't have said. I already knew that I told her that I was gay.
So you're just your
remember
heart's
that?
beating.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have anxiety,
Yeah.
probably just
I
fucking
was
tripping.
already tripping. I'm like, damn. So she explains to me the situation at night. She's like, I'm a little confused, but I don't know. So I want you to explain to me what exactly you were trying to get at last night, because you were telling me that you have feelings for a girl, but at the same time you were talking about that you have feelings for a guy.
Yeah.
So what is it? I'm like, and I was still drunk because of course, because I drank almost a whole bottle that night. So I just started crying.
Oh, so like it just everything came out.
I'm like, Mom, it's true. I'm like, I'm seeing a guy. I don't know what I was talking about the girl. And I started crying. She's like, I am actually have a boyfriend. I'm like, I'm seeing Tony. Tony is Tonya. This is and that. And she stays quiet. She looks at me. This still hurts me as of today. The words that she told me.
Oh my God. It's okay.
Sorry, dude.
You don't have to say it. You know.
I have to say it
It'll
because
make me cry.
Nah, I mean, I feel like say it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you could say it,
she told me, she's all like, if I knew you were gay, I would have an abortion.
wow.
Oh my God.
Wow, dude.
She would have killed me, she said.
Imagine, like, I couldn't even imagine how that felt, dude. Like that feeling of that.
You know, me being almost 40 years old, it still hurts because your mother telling you something like
Yeah,
that.
no, yeah.
It's just, it's the most hardest thing that your parent can tell you, that they want to they will kill you, knowing that you were
Like if it's
deformed
your
or gay, or
choice.
like, you know,
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice to be gay.
Yeah, no,
I
yeah.
didn't ask to be gay. You know, it just happened. And when she told me that, I got my keys, I left.
So like, obviously, like that's when it really, you know, you went to like deep depression, right? Like you really, like,
Yeah,
that
and
hurt.
that's
I'm sure
when-
that fucking hurt you. Like when you were you just crying the whole way when you're leaving? Like
So
you guys didn't say.
yeah, so I cried. At that point, I spiraled out of control. But before all that happened, I went to my sister's godmother's house. Her name is Nena, Maria Lopez. I went to her house. I was crying. I was sobbing, crying, pounding on her door, because that was the only person I can think of. I can go and let her know, it's like, hey, you know, to tell her, because I didn't have anyone else to run to in the family, or anyone. I didn't have no one to tell, like, exactly
To
what
open
happened.
up to? You
And
couldn't open up to anyone?
No one.
Aw.
And I went to her house, and I was pounding her door, and she opened the door. She's like, "Oh my God, what happened? Who died? Who died?" And this is and that. I'm like, my mom said she would have killed me, and this is and that. And she's like, "What do you mean she would have killed you?" I'm like, "I'm gay." And she's like, "Mijo, what?
Wait.
You're gay?" I'm like, "There's nothing wrong with that." Like, that's the first thing she told me.
Was that the first person to ever tell you that?
Yes, that there's nothing wrong. Like, there's nothing. You shouldn't be crying. Why are you crying?
Did you feel like that? That there was something wrong
Yes.
with you?
I felt even after that, like we didn't. Me and my mom did not talk for 2 weeks. Like, I felt like I wanted to die because I didn't have my mom anymore. You know, the way she told me that she would have killed me. She would abandon.
You thought
like,
that
get rid of me.
relationship was like over.
Yeah,
after
and then
Wow.
not know, and then just knowing that what my dad would say.
Yeah.
But even if my dad said something harsh, I don't think I would have taken it hard.
From your
versus
mom,
my
yeah,
mom.
coming from your mom. And then yeah, that's fucking crazy, dude. So she took you in, and she was the first person to tell you, like,
She was the
Nothing
first,
wrong with
She's
that.
the first person who told me everything's gonna be okay. Do not let your mom or anyone tell you that it's a bad thing.
why do you think she had that mentality? Because that's kind of different for somebody. I mean, around that time,
And
right?
she's older, right? She was older than you? Or?
She's a little bit older. I just don't know. She was so open about it, and she just hugged me.
Yeah.
She said it was gonna be okay, and she laughed, and she's like, "Mijo, why are you crying?" There's nothing to cry about. Like, you're still Alex. You're still Alex.
Yeah.
You're just different. That's it. There's nothing different about you, but you just like guys.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, what your mom said was fucked up.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, you're her oldest son.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she'll get over it, But those words haunt me now,
Have you ever talked to your mom about it?
No, I have never spoken to my mom or ever sat down with my mom and
told her
I
how
think
much
you
that hurt you.
should.
I think you should, dude.
I can't.
You should, 'cause you
I
guys
feel like
have
because my
a
mom,
good relationship.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
the
but-
relationship is there where like I feel like you need to get that out just so you can finally let that go away,
I just feel like if I do, I don't want to break her.
It'll be emotional for her too.
Because knowing that I could have said something like that, maybe she didn't mean to react like that, and
Yeah.
it just came out of
Like she didn't know how to take it in.
yeah,
at the
and I just
moment.
don't want to maybe she don't remember or something. I do, believe me, I do want to sit down and talk to her and say,
Yeah.
hey mom, do you remember the day when I came out to you and the words that you said to me?
But I feel
I think she would though, because it was
But-
probably like
she
a
probably
big
would
moment
remember
for her
the day
too.
that I came out,
I'm
but
pretty
I don't
sure,
think
yeah.
she probably would remember
Those
the
words?
harsh words
Yeah.
that she said,
and how much they hurt you.
Yeah.
But I feel like you guys are finally at that point in your relationship, and you're finally, we all accept you. I feel like it'd be a good time. I mean, I'm not pressuring you or anything, but I feel like it'd be a good time to tell her like that fucking hurt me so much.
Because
And
if
that's,
it still hurts you, you still
yeah,
have
obviously,
it
if it still
inside
hurts you, it's inside. You need to be able to express that
to
to your
let
mom.
it out.
And then,
and
yeah, but obviously
talk
that's
to
on
her
your own
about
time,
it.
on your own way. But that's fucking crazy.
I think I'll probably take it to my grave. I can't
my.
see my mom hurt, and I don't ever want to see her hurt, knowing that I was this hurt when she told me.
Yeah.
I'm sure she saw it when I stormed off, but I just don't think she realized how bad it hurt me, because it did fuck with me for so long.
Because you took it to heart.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's your mom, dude. I'm sure you remember that every day. You probably thought about that all the time. Like that's fucking
you shouldn't.
crazy.
I know. I know.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I think now that now I'm fucking almost 40, I think I've lived a good life, but I've gone through so much as well.
Yeah.
For it.
So how did you guys rekindle that relationship? Like you said, it was 2 weeks, and then you finally talked to your mom again. How was that? How was that finally going back and being able to talk to her? Because I'm sure you probably thought like I'm never going to talk to her again.
It was a really slow process. It was really slow. It was like a hi and bye and how you doing, but we really kind of beat the bush and not really talk about it.
Yeah, never talked about it.
We're like, okay, hi, bye. Like, really awkward moment. It was really awkward for a very long time. And then she knew, and then I moved out, and then I completely, once I moved out and went to go live with Tony because we finally got a place together, I finally cut my family out, my mom and my dad, for a while.
Did you ever like talk to your sister about it? Your sister is older than you, right?
I did. She was okay. She wasn't really. I really don't have like memories remembering.
her supporting you.
Like,
right?
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I think she had her own life. She had her own problems.
She had,
Yeah.
she had many things to deal with her own life. Let alone she had to deal with my situation.
Yeah, no, and I feel like that time you guys were both kind of going through a lot of things.
Yeah, because I had my own demons to battle with, and she had her own demons.
Yeah.
And her demons were worse than mine. Mine was just being gay.
You're like, you're worse off.
Yeah.
All right, so we didn't talk about your dad and how he felt about it. What happened with that situation? Did your mom tell your dad, or did you tell him, or what happened?
I had never really had a conversation with my dad of me being gay. I think my mom talked to my dad.
And told him.
So, yeah. And then my dad's always told me that he would never accept me because I'm gay.
Yeah.
And that's that. No matter what, he will never accept me. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, if you don't accept me, you don't accept me. I'm like, I will never be straight for you. I'm like,
Yeah.
no matter
Oh, yeah.
what you want me to be, I'm always going to be gay. If you don't accept me, you don't accept me. And me, even at 16 through now, we still have a really toxic relationship. I try my best to forgive a lot of the things that he has done to me. He's my father. He's getting older, and I need to make sure that he has a support.
And you have a good relationship
Yeah.
with him, even though he's said and done a lot
Yeah,
of.
because he still doesn't agree in my relationship that I'm in. You know, I'm married,
It's your
and
lifestyle.
he still doesn't believe in my marriage, and he still thinks that I'm still confused. And
Even
one day
after
I'm
you're
going to be
married.
with
Yeah.
a woman. I'm like,
But
I'm not going to be with a woman. Damn it, get over it.
I feel
Like,
like
you told him that, right?
Yeah, I told him many times. I've sat down. I'm like, I'm gay. I'm always gonna be gay. I'm like, I'm sorry if you don't accept it. You don't accept it. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere with this.
that's crazy. This much time later, and
Well,
he
it's
still
just
doesn't
a-
accept it.
Yeah.
But like I feel like your dad and like obviously like my dad and all the old school uncles, they're just old school. You know, they're just not. You know.
They're stuck in their old fucking farmer rancho ways, and
Yeah.
it's fucking stupid. Like, get the fuck over it. Like, if you want to be in your own rancho ways, go live
Over
your
there.
rancho ways.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
like,
America,
yes.
and this is 2021, and we accept everybody out here. Like,
I'm like, this is how hard it is. We can't get him off a fucking flip phone. Like, he won't get off his like.
he has that old Motorola Razor and shit.
Yeah, I'm like, if we can't get him off that flip phone, he's never gonna change on my sexuality.
You're fucking right.
Like, I need to get a new phone
Yeah,
in order for him
I
to
want to
change
break
his
his damn
mind.
phone so I can put him on a fucking modern phone.
You're like, Dad, it's because you don't have internet on the
Oh
right.
my god. Hey, so like, what's something else that you remember that really hurt you as well after that? Maybe with family or just somebody else. Another situation where you felt like depressed afterwards, or you just felt like you weren't wanted, or you know what I'm saying?
Mostly it's society. You know, growing up and especially when you were young, society not rejecting you.
Like what parts of society are you talking about? Like just like when you're working somewhere, or like when you're
It was through
just everybody, like
Well, like society now is like shit. You can have a freaking fucking flag, a gay flag, and
So all right, so let's get to this question, which I actually have it written down here. So what's the difference between back in like the 90s, early 2000s to now, in this whole scene, this whole like gay LGBT scene?
well, in the 90s, it wasn't easy. You had to hide everything.
Everything you did.
Everything. I mean, like, it wasn't easy. Now it's like you can just go down the street and carry this and that, and you're accepted, and people give you high fives for being out and proud. And it's just, I can say the 90s,
The OGs.
paved the way for these kids.
No, hell yeah.
Because we've gone through so much.
So yeah, I believe you guys definitely paved the way. You guys suffered for everybody else not to suffer. You guys had to deal with all these parents and all this bullshit for everybody else not to suffer. Because I feel like kids nowadays is a lot easier to come out.
Hell yeah, you can be in elementary and say you're gay, and they throw you a fucking gay party.
So what do you think about that? What do you think about the kids coming out like super young age like that, and coming out like as trans or?
It's awesome. To me, honestly, it's awesome that they can be free at such a young age and not hold any kind of
Like judgment.
they won't be judged. I get like, or be depressed about it. Like
They don't have to
know.
hold it in. They can just let it out.
Yeah.
Because everybody's more accepting about it.
Yeah.
I-
It's just, I'm just really proud that they can be open about it and
Is it something you
live
wish?
their
Is
life.
Be
I wish
themselves.
I could have, because maybe my life would have been a little bit
Different?
more
Yeah.
better, and I could handle different things. I used to pop off on different shit, because people used to, call me out and this is that, and I used to be upset, or maybe I wouldn't have such a temper that I have now because what I went through,
I feel like that made you stronger, really strong. Obviously you shouldn't have to go through that, but that made you strong. But yeah, man, like you changed my mind on that. Because look, my perspective on like kids coming out at a super young age, I thought maybe it's just too young for them. But when you told me that you felt like you already knew you were gay at 10 years old, like now like I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Because like if you already knew that young, I totally believe that kids should come out younger, and so they don't be judged later on in their life.
I think they should just feel the way they want to feel, and not
Feel like
be
they're being
afraid.
judged for that.
Be
yeah.
afraid,
Like, not feel
be
restricted.
judged, and let their and have their parents support. both parents, not just a mom, because a mom always going to love their kids,
Yeah,
especially at this age.
It's a dad, yeah.
And especially a Mexican family, stop being judgmental.
I feel like our family was really big at that. Like everybody was judgmental. Like even my dad, I'm sure. Like
your dad wasn't the best.
I'm sure he wasn't.
He wasn't the best.
My dad still makes jokes to this day. I don't know why.
The other day, I think 2 weeks ago, your uncle was here, and we were all drinking. They were all
my Uncle Joel.
Like, oh no,
Oh
they're drunk.
shit.
We were all drinking, and he was telling me how he was very accepting. I'm like,
No, you weren't,
I'm
motherfucker.
like-
I was like, I know.
there's gaps.
You're like,
I'm like,
You're like, one.
I'm like, your memory is not working correctly because you were very judgmental, and you used to always push me away or didn't want to be around me because you thought I had some kind of disease, and if I touched you, you felt like I was going to give you some disease. I'm like, I wanted to tell him that, but I'm like, no, we're all drinking, and I didn't want to pop off.
Nah.
And like, I'm like, you know what? No, it's over with. I'm like, you accept me now.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, I live here.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No,
I'm your neighbor.
We'll let him know. We'll let
Look at it now.
We'll let everybody know right now that nobody was as accepting as they think they were, okay?
Yeah.
Nobody in the family was as accepting as they think they were. Obviously, from Alex's own mouth, he had very little support around that time. So, all right. So, let's go ahead and go into LGBTQ. Was there LGBT like back then, like a whole like scene, like actual like the LGBT scene?
It was LBGT.
LBGT?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you
think? No Q that I remember.
So what do you think about the extra stuff like the pansexual, asexual, non-binary? What do you think about like the extra labeling?
To me, honestly, for me as a gay person, male, I think it's too much. But hey,
If that's what
what they want to be labeled with these little labels and this and that, it is what it is, and that's what they want to be labeled. But I think it's such a stereotype for us, I feel like, because why can't we we're gay.
Like
Yeah,
a
why
big
can't you
stick.
just be
Why
gay?
can't we just keep it as gay? Okay, you're a gay male who likes to be gay and likes to... I don't know.
No, I get what you're saying.
Like, I don't want to offend anyone, because there's so many people out there that get offended so quickly. We're in 2000.
Well, now they got pronouns.
Yeah.
So now you have to say the right pronoun. And I feel like that's kind of hard on people. Like, how do I know your pronoun? You have to wear a name badge with your pronouns. It's gonna be hard for people to actually get those right.
And it's crazy. It's like, I'm an old school gay, so I can care less about all these little labels. I can care less who you are.
Yeah, you went through the fucking struggle.
We build you this platform so you can give yourself all these little titles, and I don't give myself a title. Besides, I don't even put myself as gay. I'm just a regular guy living my life, and that's that.
And doing what makes you happy.
Yeah, like I don't need to be labeled as gay just to let people know, hey, this is and that. Who cares? Why do people need to know that I'm gay? Why do I need to carry a flag that I'm gay? Yeah, I'm doing the colors and everything because it's gay month and we need to celebrate who we are and be out there. Like it was a struggle,
Yeah.
Even before me, I watched all these Pose. You guys, if you guys haven't watched Pose, watch Pose.
What is it? POSE?
Yeah, it's an eye-opening. It's the struggles of what people went through back in the 90s and 80s. Watch it. It's an eye-opening what they've gone through.
There's a lot of hazing,
with hazing, drugs, AIDS, everything.
All right. So before we get too far on that, was there any influences you had? Any gay influences from back in the 90s? Anybody that you like? Anybody that maybe famous that might have been gay that you like? That guy's like maybe an influencer, somebody that was out already that you knew.
I didn't. I wasn't really educated in that kind of
gay.
Because
LGBT world.
Unfortunately, especially in the 90s, we were more poor. So we didn't have the internet and all that, like all the luxury that these young kids have now. You have everything in your finger. You have phone and everything. We didn't have all that. So for me to learn, I had to learn everything secretly or go to a library or go to a friend's house that actually could afford internet and use their computer just to look at shit for me to learn.
And that's what I think it's like different for kids nowadays because they have all these people that are already openly gay and
you
famous.
probably didn't even feel like comfortable enough to even
search.
It up.
Yeah, because even at the library, you're like, oh shit!
You're like asking the library.
delete my history because I didn't want the next person to like, oh, that last person's a fag, you know,
wow.
and then get, especially in town, living in Ramona, everyone knows everyone's like, oh, that kid was searching gay shit. Let's go fucking tag his ass. You know?
That's crazy.
That's the crazy shit.
Well, okay, so you just said the word. What do you think of the F word? Obviously, I think they used it more back then. I feel like now you say it and it's like it's over. You know, you can't even say the fucking word. But they were using it openly back then to bully you, the gay community. What do you think of that word? Did that hurt you a lot?
Back in the day, yes. I think it's funny because I can say faggot, bunch of gay shit. I don't get offended. If someone calls me fag, I'm very happy who I am. So if you want to call me, someone wants to say fag across the street, hey, you're just a hater. Yeah. I'm like, obviously you hate me so much that you need to say these words that thinking that you're gonna hurt me when reality you're not.
But I feel like you the reason you're so strong and you don't care no more is because you've been through all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
I've gone through a lot. Yeah, I've gone through a lot to understand what hate means. Yeah. Especially being gay and Latino.
Oh yeah.
It's
fucking double jeopardy and shit.
It's not the best combination.
No, yeah.
Especially being in a Latino family.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Do you feel accepted now? How do you feel now?
I feel accepted, even if they don't accept me. Fuck them.
True.
I really don't care. Like I'm not here to make anyone happy besides myself.
Like, why do you have to please them?
Exactly. Yeah, and back in the day, it was all about pleasing my mom, my dad. If they're not happy, they're not happy. I'm sorry. Yeah, I really can't. There's not.
Be responsible for their happiness.
I can't do much more to make you happy. If you're not happy for me, then I'm sorry. Then that's all I can say. I'm sorry, but I'm happy who I am. You know.
You're not hurting anyone. Like.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like I tell everyone, I'm the same kid when I first came out.
I feel like there was a certain point in your life, and I can't remember when it was, where you became more open about it, and you just didn't give a fuck anymore. And I remember seeing that where you were so open about it, and it was the coolest thing to see. You just didn't even care anymore. Like people could say shit, like even their own family, you just didn't even give a fuck. You were just so open about it, you didn't care anymore. There was just a point where you just like fuck it, you know. And I feel like you were just so open about it, you know. And it was so cool to see, just you like not give a fuck about what anybody said.
At the point, like, you're going through so much, it's like, why? Like, why continue battling these arguments with everyone? It's like, if they don't care about you, then why give them the energy?
Because they're not living your life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm like, you don't understand. You don't walk in my shoes. You don't understand what I went through. I'm like, yeah, it's easy for you to say, you know what? It's gay is it's a choice. No, motherfucker, it's not a choice. You know, You don't understand. I try to see if I was gay or not. It's not a choice that I wanted to be gay. Yeah. I'm like, this is who I am, and I'm happy about it. Maybe I wasn't happy in the beginning, and it made me who I am now. You know, I went through all the crazy shit. You know, I hit rock bottom several times because of it, but I'm a better person because of that.
Yeah, you're a stronger person. I feel like you're the strongest I've ever seen you. Like you're just. I don't know. It's just next level shit now. I feel like you know.
You opened your eyes.
Yeah. It's like
I finally realized.
You don't need to please them.
People don't mean shit to me.
Exactly. You need to make yourself happy. Yeah. You know. That totally makes sense. All right. So obviously, you're married. You just said that. Did you ever think you were ever gonna get married? Like, was that something that you had a goal of when you were younger? Like, when you were gay, like, you wanted to get married at some point?
Honestly, no.
No.
I never believed in marriage.
You never.
Because I've seen so many marriages fail.
Mm-hmm.
My uncles.
Yeah.
You know, they've been married a couple times. Seen many relationships that I've seen friends been married. You know, get divorced, whatnot, didn't work out. I never thought I would ever get married. And before I got married, me and my partner talked about it. It's like, hey, if we get married, this is a for sure thing. We're not just going to get married just for the fun of it because we're in love and everyone else is getting married. And because we finally get it's legal to get married.
Now you can finally do it.
Yeah, we can finally do it. And so we're going to get married. I'm well, this is a for sure thing. And we did it, 4 years, been married now. Unfortunately, we're separated at the moment. But hopefully, God has other plans. And maybe we're just working something out. Or maybe this just wasn't meant to be. And, after this, I will never get married again.
So do you plan on like adopting children, having children, doing something to where you can have a kid? Is that a goal you want now, or like what's the next? I feel like you achieved so much in just coming out and being gay and and just not giving a fuck anymore and just being you, like being totally you. I feel like you finally like you. So what's the next chapter?
Well,
as in like.
My chapter is having a kid, but in a younger age. Now that I'm getting older, I don't feel like that is in the cards anymore. And adopting, I think we've talked about adopting. I don't feel like it's for me. I will never have that bond. We're all different.
Yeah.
I want my own blood child. And I know a lot of kids need, a father figure and a parent in their life, but I can't. I will never love another child that's not mine.
That makes sense.
I will never actually adopt a child for a check. Some people do that, and it's unfortunate that we have fucked up people in the world that adopt just for money. And I would, if I've ever done it or do it, it would be because I want a child for reals, not because for money. And I will never do it because I want to love this kid as my own kid.
Yeah.
And adopting a kid will never bring that.
Well, you already got like 3 kids anyway. You got 2 dogs and a cat.
2 dogs and a cat, a bird. Shit. Those are my kids. I think that's enough.
Oh, man. Damn, dude. Well, it was crazy talking to you. But before we finish this off here, we might have to do a part 2 because I think we can probably still talk about a few more things. But I just want to talk about this story that Alex has. And I want to save it till the end, all right? I wanted to save it till the end, guys, because this story is hilarious. And I think it's just fucking funny. It's traumatizing, unfortunately. But, all right, Alex. So earlier this week, right?
Yeah,
what happened, Alex? What happened?
This week, yeah. Let's go ahead and let Alex tell what happened. So Alex went to go book a massage. What happened now?
When was it? I think it was Monday.
Monday. Okay, all right.
So the last few weeks, I've been like, okay, I need a massage. My back, my shoulders have been hurting, blah, 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 this and that. So there's a place right here off of 67.
No names.
I'm not gonna mention the place where I got the massage, but there's this place off the road here coming home. There's a huge sign that says massage. And it says $20, this and that. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So on Monday, I had a couple appointments to do, went to DMV, this and that. I stopped by to check the rates and to look at the place. All right, it was like, okay, it looks decent. I'm like, I don't want to go nowhere else because I didn't want to drive down the hill usually to go get a massage. I'm like, well, since I'm in town, I just get one here. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, I want to book a massage at 5 o'clock. And they're like, okay, you're going to come? I'm like, yeah, I'll come. I'm like, you brought my name down. Here's my number, this and that. So I show up around 4 o'clock. So I get in there. They're like, okay, we got you. So they put me in the back. They told me to get naked. And anyone knows me, even my husband knows me, I never get naked when I get massages. And this is not the first time I get a massage. I get many massages, and yeah.
You're like, is this new?
Right? Yeah. I'm like, she told me to get naked, and she like, put all your clothes in this box. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I didn't get naked, and she didn't even give me a towel. Usually, you walk in, it's like, there's a towel. So you can wrap the towel around you and lay down, this and that. So I'm like sitting there. She took a while to come in, so I'm like, okay, what the fuck? I'm like, there's a little cloth there. I'm like, should I wrap myself on it?
You're fully naked at this point, right?
No, I had my boxers on.
Oh, you still have your boxers on?
No, I don't get naked. So I'm like, I'm not going to get naked. So I'm like, okay, should I lay down? So I lay down, and I was uncomfortable. I'm like, should I put the blanket? So I grabbed the blanket. I was going to put it on me, and then I put the blanket down. I'm like, no, I'm going to fucking leave it there. And then she comes in, and then I'm like, hey, I don't know if you want me to put the blanket on me. So the blanket's there, so I'm not going to take off my boxers. So she's like, okay, I say, no worries. So she puts the blanket on me, and she starts massaging me. Well, actually, she puts the blanket, and then she rolls up the blanket from my buttocks. She rolls up my boxers.
So she's
No.
You're laying on your stomach?
No, I'm laying on my stomach because so my face is down. So the first thing she does, she puts the blanket on me, and then the blanket, she rolls it down to my butt. She grabs my boxers. She pulls my boxers all the way down to my butt. And then she starts working my shoulders and all the way down.
So she just took out your butt?
She showed my whole ass. I'm like, what the fuck?
Alex is like, oh, I feel a little hair.
I'm like, oh my
You're
God.
like, where's that breeze coming from?
I'm like, I've never, like, I've had massages where they just, like, bring it, like,
A little bit
down, not
They don't go
all
into
the way
that
down.
ass.
So my ass is, like, exposed and everything. So she finally moves down, and she's rubbing my ass. Her fingers were in the crevices of my ass. So I swear to God, her fingers were so close to my butthole that I was horrified for the 30 minutes.
Dude, I would have been like, get off.
So that was just the first 30 minutes. It was the worst feeling. So I'm like, okay, what's going to happen the next 30 minutes?
So she flips you around, right?
So
now it's your...
Yeah, so she was done in that 30 minutes. So she's like, okay, you can turn around. So I turn around. She puts the blanket on me, and then I close my eyes. I didn't even want to look at her because I was already horrified for the experience that she made me feel.
I just don't even want to see anymore.
my
Yeah,
God.
so she starts, like, usually when they give you a massage, they start massaging you. So she uses her fingerprint, her
So, like,
tip,
kinda slides
her
over?
tip of her hands. She starts massaging gently. Like, for 10 minutes.
Just
on my
arousing
body.
the shit out of you.
She tries so hard. Like, she kept going and this and that. She pulled down my my boxers too.
From
on
the front?
bottom. Yeah, in the front.
Oh,
A
shit.
little bit down. So she exposing my pubes. I'm like, okay, what is this bitch doing? I'm like, oh, God. So she kept doing this and that. And she didn't get no stimulation, so I didn't get hard. Obviously, you're an Asian.
Was that what she's trying to do? Was that what it's
I
for?
think
To stimulate you?
I think so, because she was like on her tips. Just on their tips. She was going like this.
She was
really
like
soft.
caressing
She was
your
really
chest.
soft. Yes.
Does that get you hard? Is
I
that
don't
supposed to get you hard?
Maybe in her.
All right.
Maybe she's done that with other people. Like, I don't know, but she did
my
it.
God.
She tried with me and it didn't work. First of all, you're Asian, and you're a woman. If it was a guy, maybe, but no, it still wouldn't happen. So,
All right, let's...
after she was done at that point, she taps my dick.
So she's coming down.
She comes
She's
down.
coming down, and then she goes...
She goes, uh-huh, on my dick. Like, she taps my dick. She goes, uh-huh. And I look at her, and she looks at me, and I'm like,
Like, no.
And then she's all, okay. And then she's like, awkward. Like, it was an awkward moment for like a minute. And then all of a sudden, I see her, and she starts rolling up my boxers, and then on my legs. And then she's like her fingers were in my crevices.
No,
of my,
like deep in
like
that
deep in that area. Oh my
no.
God! And it was the most awkward thing. Like, and then she was like, her hands were like rubbing against my dick the whole entire
You're
time.
telling me she was like elbowing like that section,
Yes.
right?
So she's like her elbow and her hands were like rubbing against
Like
my
almost
dick.
giving him head. That's how close her head was to it, right?
It was the most. Yes. I couldn't even open my eyes.
We're just
I didn't even want. I was horrified. And then she's like my aunt's age, so that's even the worst.
We're talking about like
fucking part.
late 50s.
Yes.
Wow.
And she don't speak any lack of English.
No
Like,
English?
No English. And then it was just the worst massage I've ever had in my life.
And she's trying to give you like a happy ending, like trying to go and arouse
She's
you the
trying
whole
to give
time,
me
right?
she's trying to.
Like, other than that, was it a good massage? Or it was
She
just
ruined the whole
No,
massage.
she
It was
traumatized the
too
shit out of him. What do you
uncomfortable.
mean?
No, I'm sorry. I give it a 0.
Fucking 0, negative 5.
No, and then the worst part is after the massage was done, I tried to run out as quick as I can. Well, first I took a picture. I'm like, okay, I'm getting a massage. So it was on my Instagram
Like,
and
I didn't
everything.
even want to put a picture
Dude,
anymore. Like,
I saw that picture on Snapchat like right after you told me the story, and I was like, wow, he's probably so fucking traumatized in this moment, and it looks so creepy, like dark and shit in the room.
So whoever like saw my snap, and my Instagram, you're like, okay, something went down, and it did go down. I didn't put nothing on there, but
Well, nothing went up. That's for sure.
She tried to jerk me, but it didn't happen. And then so when I tried to run out of the building, the lady was at the door, waiting for me.
Waiting for her tip, baby.
She was waiting for her tip, and it was the awkwardest.
You're already
moment.
traumatized. Now you're even more because she's waiting at the
So
door.
I'm here. She's like, "You want some water? You want some water?" I'm like, no. And then she made me so nervous. I'm like, okay, I'll have water. Thinking that she was going to move out of the way so I can just run out. No, she stand right at the door. She gave me the water, and I drank the water. And then I'm like, what do I do? So I opened up my wallet, and I had like $9 in there. I'm like, okay. I only have $9. She's like, okay. And then I'm like, I pull out my card. I'm like, can you put $5 on the card? She's like, hi, you want to? I'm like, I didn't even know what the hell I was talking about. So it was like
You're
the
like, I
next.
don't want something else.
So like 5 minutes, we were struggling. We had to
figure out what's going on.
We had a language barrier. Like I want $5 taken out of this
while
card.
Alex is traumatized as fuck, just waiting there, wanting to leave.
So she had to interrupt a massage. The lady interrupted another massage to get a lady out
to figure out what the fuck's going on.
I just want $5 taken out of this card so we can give her a tip of $5 because I only have $9 here. I didn't want to give her shit, but she was blocking the fucking door so she wouldn't let me
She's
out.
like, you're not getting out, no tip, no out.
It was the most
Oh
awkward
my
massage.
God.
I will never go there, and I won't ever disclose the location. So whoever wants a happy ending, DM me.
Oh wow.
If you're into women.
Well, that was hilarious. I felt like we should definitely say that for the end. That was a good ass story.
Yes.
Alex, thank you for joining me and telling me your fucking story. I think it was good. There was some up and downs in that story, as in like you had some up and downs in your life. But look at you now. You're out. Like, look, 2021. I feel like everybody's more accepting. It's Pride Month.
Yes.
We're gonna release this during Pride Month. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Jessica. It's my wife right here for joining.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Later.